So we've just entered our first recipe. We've looked at other examples. Now it's time to start thinking about how these things tie into the quote sheet. And one of the things that I've added to Chef Equation is a section for labor. That's going to be right up here. Click on labor. And within the labor screen, we can put in almost anything that ties to an hourly rate. So we can add a labor type that is my personal wage. Let's say you've gone through Baking Up Profits and you've calculated what you need to make to cover your personal expenses, your hourly wage within the business. And then maybe we have looked at industry standard together and we've talked about what your true value is, your true worth. And maybe you as an entrepreneur have decided that your labor wage rate is $17 an hour. Just a random number tossed out there. Let's say our labor for pretty much anything is $17. So we're gonna type that. And you can call it whatever you would like to call it. So Bakepreneur. These do show up on quote sheets, so maybe we need to make it and say $17 for our hourly rate. And we can hit tab or enter to make it save. And then let's say we have a different philosophy. Maybe our philosophy is that I'm going to charge different rates for different things that I do. So if I spend my time baking, then maybe I am charging minimum wage for that time. So $11 here in Arkansas. If I'm doing accounting stuff, maybe I put that in as $12. If I'm doing basic decorating, maybe I tell myself it's a minimum wage position and it's $11 or $12. But if I'm doing something really advanced, maybe I can put it in as $20 an hour. So you can put in labor based on your actual wages, or you can put in labor based on how you want to charge for certain sections of time on your quote sheet. So let's say I have baker time, and we're gonna call that $11 an hour. And then maybe I'm gonna add another labor type up here. Maybe I have the base icing, and maybe that's $12 an hour. Add another labor type. Oh, be sure to hit enter or tab to save each line before trying to add a new one. And then let's say I'm going to add like a super talent decorator. I don't know. Let's call that edible artistry. And say that's 20, maybe we just do 1950 in labor. So now we have different labor rates, and I'll just go ahead and add like accounting or office manager. Let's say $13 an hour. So now we have labor rates. I also like to put my overhead here. So if you've done the overhead exercises, the overhead lessons with us, you know that overhead is what it takes to pay the rent and utilities, whether you're working in a brick and mortar or whether you're working at home. The rent and utilities that your business should be covering. So I can put in overhead and put in that rate. So for me, I'm gonna put in $9.75. It's totally a random made up number. And there we have a labor rate as well. So this is how you can use labor rates. It's fluid. It's designed for you to use it the way that you think about your time spent within the business. It's also designed so that you have employees, you can put in individual employee rates. You can even name them by employee and put employee rates. Labor is designed to account for hourly costs on your quote sheets. And those hourly costs are most commonly going to be labor, but it also includes things like overhead. It might also be a delivery fee. If you charge a delivery per hour that you go and set up, maybe delivery lands here. So think of labor as anything that you would charge on an hourly basis on your quote sheets. All right, that's labor. That's how easy that is. We're ready to start moving on to orders. So I'll see you in the next video.